Welcome to the Talking Dread podcast, where we gather to discuss full spectrum healing through sex and sensuality, psychedelics, and holistic living. Each week, we connect for Woman Wednesday in my home to share communion and conversation on life as an empowered woman in the modern world. So, grab a cup of tea and your favorite herbs and tune in for some fun and fluid chit chat.
I was really bummed about not being able to find a pineapple because that's been such a wonderful tradition already with us in here. And I'm like, man, really craving the pineapple.
I guess it's out of season. I have pineapple spears at my house.
I was about to say, do they still have sliced pineapple?
I'm sure they still had the canned stuff. But
No.
No, I had the fresh
can.
sliced pineapple at my house that I could have fucking
Oh,
brought.
really?
That's from work.
I should have said something, but
I got it at Aldi's. Like a week ago. And well, I got it last week too, but I've gotten it twice.
nice.
I'm actually allergic to pineapples. So.
Are you really? Maybe that worked out perfectly. Because, you know, that's something that I've almost thought about asking everybody today. Hey, is there anybody allergic to anything?
She's weird.
Hey.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I have a latex fruit allergy. And I didn't get it until my 20s, so like I can eat bananas, which I love. It really sucks.
I forgot there's
So,
more things
is
you
it-
can't
is
eat
it
now.
just
Stuff that's been like processed through America? Like if you were to go to like an organic tree and pick it right off of
You know, I'm not sure because like when I was looking into it, it said that like it's the pollen, like the way it's pollinated or some shit. I don't know. But like bananas, avocados, which also sucks because I really love avocados.
It's like a regional thing.
Raw potatoes, cooked potatoes are fine. Raw tomatoes,
You're allergic to Mexico.
I guess so.
Central
I was about to say.
Damn it, that's right. I know, and it's really heartbreaking because I love all of it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We can't get sushi anymore.
Vegetarian sushi. I just
Do
did
they
it
have
without. Oh yeah,
I wasn't even
so-
about to try and pronounce it, so I'm glad you knew what I was talking about.
So California rolls.
Blood orange. Grapefruit. Sorry.
They have avocado in it, don't they?
No, it's just cucumber, cooked salmon, and
The California rolls that you get from Walmart have avocado in them.
oh shit. I should be careful.
Yes. Some places put avocado and not cucumber in their California rolls. I think
Avocado
a
is
lot of
They put
places
it on the label.
do.
Just read the label. It's all on the label.
Yeah,
And you can obviously tell if it's cucumber
for sure.
or an avocado.
They also have
I
this.
love avocado. That's tough.
Oh, you're telling me.
I know.
I really like
salt
it.
and pepper. That's all it takes.
I don't know if it's like a flavor thing because there's not much flavor.
I used
Or
to
if
hate
it's
them.
like the texture thing.
Salt and
It looks-
pepper.
See, my
I literally hated them until probably right around the time I started working with you, right? Because I don't think I liked them when we first
The
started
only thing
talking.
that's intrigued me and made me want to try an avocado again was this TikTok that I saw that said that fresh avocado tastes like clean dick.
I mean, kind of. I love avocado.
I mean, it's like
it's not wrong.
It's not inaccurate.
Are you guys gonna weigh in on this?
Did y'all hear that?
Does
Fresh avocado
avocado
tastes
taste
like
like clean dick?
Like fresh.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
That take a long time. She's like, I forgot what it tastes like. It works. Just saying.
She met two people in this room on Tinder, so
This gathering wouldn't be possible right now
without Tinder.
if I hadn't been horny and lonely.
No. At farmersonly.com.
Oh my God, Spencer literally had someone believing that he met me on farmersonly.com.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Guys, I just want to say I fucking love our group and our Snapchat conversations and our Facebook message conversations.
Yeah, I'm happy I got just like thrown in it.
Yeah, isn't it
I
nice?
did, I really did.
She didn't like tell me anything. She just added me in it, and I was like, oh, okay.
It's like everybody's just kind of getting pulled in and thrown into this wondrous. Well,
It's great.
it is, and
It's literally all I was asking for last year.
yeah. And you know, like, so my thing is I've never hung out with girls or women. The closest thing to hanging out with women that I ever did was some older ladies that were the wives of the men that I hung out with my husband. and they were all older than me. I mean, when I say older, they were in their 40s and 50s and early 60s kind of deal. And so, but I never like really had a desire to like put myself into a group of females.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, just because.
Especially whenever
You have to find a group that is on frequency with you.
Yeah.
On your level. Otherwise, like, this just gets really annoying.
Right.
You know, it's just the shit that they talk about. I just feel like people think so shallow.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's just shallow thinking, and people don't think deeply.
They don't. People don't want to use their heads.
No.
They get a headache.
It's my head.
That's why we get along.
I use my head. I use my nose the other morning.
Right.
Oh, did you see? So, Dory fucking punched me right in the nose. And
dumb.
scraped.
Like, people curse themselves all the time and don't
All
even
the
realize
time.
it.
But here's the thing about it. The conversation that I had with this dude that I worked with, he literally said, "What do you think that don't take the Lord's name in vain means?" And I said, "Saying goddamn."
Yeah.
Right? He said, "No, I am."
From my work, snack
I said, "What do you mean?"
I saw a TikTok like that.
Yeah, this was fucking 3, 4, 5 years ago. We had this conversation.
No, but get down.
dude, and it was it didn't hit me at
Okay,
first.
shake it.
Oh,
And
he's
then
he's so excited.
I
He's been looking forward to this.
had my spiritual, and it's all just like,
We are God. Or we
yeah,
are whoever's coordinating.
we are that higher
Are you
power.
going driving?
We are moving through the time. We just have to stop and realize it.
It's so intense. So complex.
It really is, but nobody thinks of it like that, because what if the preachers are really the ones that are blocking us from that higher power by teaching us the Bible?
And they tell you not to reach out to people who aren't believers. Or they say don't talk to those kinds of people. When, like, in the Bible it talks about how those are the kinds of people that you would want to spread your message to. So why don't you want to talk to people who don't think like you?
So being rewritten over time, right? It changes over time. And then everybody starts to believe it, and it's like a game of telephone, right?
Nova.
So at the end of the day, you have to look back on Greek mythology as close to spiritual as we can.
And with telephone, messages get mixed up.
Exactly.
Nova.
I mean, this isn't the kind of normal conversations that people want to have, because it's using your brain.
Yeah.
It's using your big
Well,
brain.
and people have
And
always told you not to have these conversations. Like,
Because
first
it's
of all, ladies, we're a bunch of women, okay? And we're gathered together talking about
Shit.
everything,
Yeah.
okay? We're talking, and then when we start talking about spirituality and what it means to be a believer, and that is something that I was thinking about. Probably, I don't know if this was morning or yesterday. The whole believer, like what do you think of when you hear I'm a believer? You're a believer. What do you believe in?
I believe in myself.
I believe that others can actually do good. It's inside of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just forget.
It's a beautiful meditative thing.
My dog ate my plants.
I really just thought she said my dog ate my pants.
My plants.
Also a possibility.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past
Ryan's
either one of
dog used to steal my panties, take them under the bed, and lick them.
Ew.
She's panty
Dogs
licker,
are so weird.
right? I don't wear panties.
I feel like my boyfriend's dog
either.
would do
I
that
don't
if I
either.
wore them. That's what I say. I don't. Does anyone in here actually wear undergarments on a regular
I
basis?
wear a bra to work.
I
Yeah, I
wear
wear
a bra every day. Well, maybe not a bra.
For now.
I don't know.
I used to get in so much trouble at school because I didn't wear bras.
I didn't.
Which is like, if you're gonna get me in trouble, then you better call every single male in this
Yeah.
school to your office
Yeah.
because Tyler Tolman's titties are bigger than mine.
Yeah.
Amen.
For real. Boy.
Nasty.
Yeah, I didn't stop wearing a bra until a few years ago when I was kind of on my health journey, and I had I was trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with me. But first of all, I already said the word in Snapchat. I don't like the P word. My mom growing up, she'd be like, But I remember going to church one time. I was probably, I don't know, like, I was coming out of potty training. So, like, 5, 4 or 5, where it was good, but you didn't have an accent from time to time. So we get to church, and my mom's in the bathroom with me, and she's like, "Where are your panties?" I'm like, "I didn't wear any." So she had to, like, make my dad drive all the way back.
I don't make Aubrey wear panties. If she wears them, she wears them. If she doesn't,
I don't think,
panties.
I personally have a few,
It's
like,
the one that
emergency
comes out.
pairs, but I just don't think it's healthy. I mean,
It's not.
It's just like so many things.
So-
like if you're gonna teach your kids, then teach them from a young age because that will help prevent
Exactly.
so many.
My husband
issues for her.
had an issue with it at first, and I was like, "Honey, look."
She's got pants on.
No, with me.
Oh,
Okay, so at first it was just me. So why don't you wear underwear? Because they're not good for you.
Yeah.
They're really not good for you.
They're restrictive.
Yeah.
That they just do a lot down there. Okay,
Yeah.
But it's unmentionable.
I wear mine
So,
because it's so unbalanced down there. But it could
Right.
be because of that.
yeah.
Yeah. Since
So
I've
stopped
stopped,
wearing them.
yeah,
And
since
then
I've
my
stopped,
daughter stopped.
I haven't had a yeast infection
No.
or a UTI. It's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
That's the ticket right there.
Mhm.
Never wearing panties.
That's
again.
what I tell all of my
True.
little.
Diva Cup, where are
chicks.
you?
I've got a lot of females that work under me, and I'm like, if you're having problems down there, then stop wearing your underwear.
Yeah. It needs to
Just-
breathe.
That's all you gotta
And not just girls.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Weird that they make so many things that aren't good for
Let
you.
it breathe and wash it.
And it's mostly for women.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
tampons? What the fuck is that?
I use tampons, but I use organic.
Yeah.
I do too, but it's still like
I just
I can't
I
imagine
can't
what's actually happening.
I can't stand the diaper feel.
Yeah.
I
can't
get past
either.
it.
But if I use a tampon, I'm on my period for like a week and a half. But if I just free bleed it, it's like 3 days.
Yeah. See, I have been doing more of the free bleeding actually,
If
and
Only because then that's
Have
the
you-
only reason that I would.
have you seen the period underwear like the
That's what I was just saying.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the only ones that I would wear if
Yeah.
I needed to, but I don't have a
I've thought
so-
about looking into those, but I really like my cloth pads, and I really only ever need them if I'm like really busy at work, and there's gonna be people there or whatever, and I am flowing heavy, then I'll put on a cloth pad or whatever, and even then, if I can help it, I don't like to wear underwear because it presses on my uterus and my ovaries, and it's really uncomfortable. So I have those athletic shorts with the liner built in, and I just clip it onto there, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
So
And-
did anybody else have like a really heavy period?
I always
Having
do.
one
I
I have
used to.
Nexplanon in my arm, the 3-year
I
thing,
used to.
and
See, I had a UTI. What is it called?
IUD.
Yeah.
Yeah. But whenever I first got on it, I was literally on my period for 4 months straight.
Fuck.
Yes.
No, I woke up
That's
in
fucked
the
up.
middle of the night, like, changed it before I went to bed. Woke up in the middle of the night, like, fucking gushing. And it was a super twice. I've never had that heavy.
Do you bleed on the regular, like every cycle?
Every cycle is normal.
So they say, on average, when you bleed, you shed like a large brown eggshell, like full worth of blood and tissue and lining. I believe that to a degree, but it's the excess blood that it's like, you have 3 to 5 days of this shedding, and this is how much you should shed. Even if it looks like more than that, sometimes it's really not. It's additional fluids and lining mixed in with that. Before I started wearing a lot of cloth pads, and I was still using just regular ones. I've never been able to use tampons. I've never been able to use tampons since I was young. My mom, it just didn't work for me. But
Yeah,
I
used to hydrated.
so I couldn't penetrate when I was young. So first of all, I was terrified. I mean, I masturbated like every day, but I was terrified of the fact that I was doing it because I was under that stigma that it was so evil.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't masturbate on a Sunday.
or Wednesday night because I had youth group.
Yeah.
Okay. But I always only focused on clitoral stimulation because I could not actually insert my fingers into myself because I didn't understand my own body, kind of thing. And so when I was in high school, I never bled regularly. When I was in high school, it's like my sophomore year, and I had a really heavy bleed to the point of where I had to be checked out of school. I was like passing out in the bathroom on the toilet kind of thing, losing so much blood. My aunt came and picked me up, and I bled through a maxi pad, my underwear, a pair of jeans, and a stack of newspapers that I was sitting on in her front seat. And I just like laid on her couch almost just like, I mean, I lost a lot of blood, but I hadn't bled in probably 6 or 8 months. I would shed like every 8 to 14 months. You know, there'd be like a year and a half between my periods sometimes. And dude, it was just fucked up because people are like, well, you get so lucky you don't have one every month. And I'm like, yeah, that's what you think, but I don't ever know when I'm going to have one. And whenever I do have one, it's going to almost kill me. And then it's just and then knowing that something's not right makes you wonder, well, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah.
You know, like, this isn't normal.
And then you're stressing, and then that stress causes it to be worse.
Yeah, on top of everything else. So, hence PCOS and infertility. And a lot of women, I think it's 7 out of 10 women actually encounter issues with PCOS or go undiagnosed but have it, and 3 out of 10 of those women actually struggle with infertility. I am one of those.
I have PCOS too. I actually had a 10-inch
Oh
cyst
my.
removed off of my ovary. It was huge. It was there for so long, I had no idea.
It was like right before I met her.
Yeah, I'm one of those undiagnosed ones.
How long ago was that?
Probably like 3 years ago. Sounds about right.
I don't remember when I worked there. I try to forget that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, it was probably like 3 years ago.
Yeah. The first one that I found, I actually had to go to the emergency room. I was in college. It happened on my birthday. I was turning 19 because my classmates sent me like this little artsy thing that they made. And, I mean, I was sick. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And I had thrown up, and I was in pain. I can't. It was literally the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life, and it was all over my body. I could not walk. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do nothing. So my mom drove 2 hours to pick me up to take me to an hour and a half to the emergency room. And by that time, it had shrunk, but they told me it was a 4.5-inch cyst, which is still pretty good. I mean, so, like, your ovary, okay, so is actually only, like, this big, okay? So my cyst, a 4-inch cyst, engulfed it like this. Okay, yours being a 10-inch cyst would have completely.
Where is your
ovary? Yeah, you know, like just like the blob, like engulfing it. Mine was already starting to shrink, so they didn't remove it or anything. But
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Whenever you told me that, at first they told me that I had what do they call it? A uterine abscess, but then he asked me, like, well, what are you doing to prevent pregnancy? And I'm like, not having sex. I was 19 and a virgin at the time, and he couldn't fathom that. And he's like, really? He's like, so you've never been with a man? I'm like, I know what that means, and no, my boyfriend won't even hold my hand, kind of deal. Like, trust me, it's not happening. So then they, well, let's take another look. Well, why don't you take another look? Well, it turns out this is what you have. But it's and a lot of it can be prevented, and a lot of it can be reversed, but it takes education and effort. A lot of it takes education and effort. And like you starting your girl out so young, you know, teaching her about her health will do a lot of preventing.
Yeah, Macy had UTIs from like the time she was 2 till the time she was 4, really bad. And we had just potty trained her, and she had 6 in a year. Ooh. And so then they have to do something called, I don't remember what the technical term is, but it's a VCUG test where they catheterize her, fill up her bladder till it's completely full. She lays on an x-ray table, and then she has to pee on the table while they take x-rays to make sure she didn't have backlash up into her kidneys. Oh. Everything was fine, and then like that reset her. She had no UTIs after that up until like a year and a half ago-ish, and she started getting them really bad. Like, we were going through seeing urologists, and like she was checking out of school because the pain was so bad.
They're uncomfortable.
She was getting constipated.
Just because of her diet? Or because of dehydration?
It would come out of nowhere. And then it would cause her to have the urinary issues, and she would in turn get a urinary tract infection from the pressure of it, pushing on everything.
Yeah. See, I had...
But the pain wasn't her feeling like, oh, I have to poop, or oh, it's backed up there, or anything like that. It's just, it hurts when I pee, full UTI symptoms, and that's it.
Yeah. Wow.
And it took him a year and a half to diagnose
I remember when my first UTI, I was probably like 11 or 12, and I didn't know what it was. And I finally told my mom, because she's like, why are you going to the bathroom all the time? And so I told her, she goes, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, you probably have an infection, you know? And I'm like, I didn't know what that was or whatever. And so ever since then, I have struggled with them over the years kind of deal. And it would get to the point where you just become so accustomed to it that you learn to live with the discomfort and assume that you're going to wash it out with water. And I would eventually go to the doctor. And this was also when I was drinking a lot of booze, though. So I was drinking a lot of booze. And then one of the last times I went, thinking I just had a UTI, they're like, well, you have onset of a kidney infection and a UTI. Do you drink alcohol? Yeah, I do. How much would you say, like, on an average? We'll chalk it up to a beer a day. That was a lie. So many lies. And so whenever they told me that, that was one of the things that, like, I actually started taking it a little more seriously. Like, when I drank booze, I would drink an equal amount of water.
Yeah.
But then I got on this regimen, and I have a video on it on my YouTube channel, where I was creating this cocktail of apple cider vinegar, cranberry juice, and juniper berry oil. Juniper berry oil is a urinary tract oil. Like, it really does everything you possibly could use for your urinary system. And of course, cranberry juice helps flush out infection and keep you hydrated. And then the apple cider vinegar helps balance the alkaline and acidity in your body, but also aids in digestion. And I was drinking, and I still drink it every now and then, but I'm just back and forth so much. I haven't had one in a while. But the last time I went to the doctor, she told me it was the best report that they had ever seen on me. I had no UTI. I had no infection. Like, my blood pressure was normal. My blood sugar was normal. My weight had gone down 20 pounds. And it was like, she's like, whatever you're doing, it's working. And so I'm like, using essential oil, smoking a lot of weed. But it's just, I had changed my diet, I had changed my stress level, and the more I'm learning about how simple it is to take care of ourselves.
And it's crazy that they don't teach you this.
No, they want to teach you instant gratification
And how to rely on them.
Yeah. And
oh, you have something wrong? Well, here's a suppressant so that later I can give you more suppressants to suppress whatever that did for you. So that I can.
About my dad, I had AD. I have AD, whatever. He wouldn't let them put me on medicine. Refused to. I was 7. I'm not gonna put my kid on medicine at 7. You don't know her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally
she's got
meth.
repressed memories. And
Yeah.
she's gone through a lot at 7, right? Fuck no.
she needs to let those chemicals balance out and grow and let her experience.
They tried to put Macy on ADHD.
So this is called Diamond OG.
Oh, it just like kills
Can I sit in
imagination.
front of you now?
You sit in front of me. Oh, Snoop Dogg, if you're listening, come over so I roll you a joint.
I know you're in the clubhouse.
Look, I want to see you. Abby, will you hand me my phone?
You don't have to be scared of us, Snoop Dogg.
Right?
He's like,
be like,
fucking
hey,
witches. I'm pissed I don't eat canes.
Same. I'm like right down the road. I should have went.
What time was that? Do you know?
No, but my friend was like, yo, go.
So cool.
Yeah.
Ice Cube is in town feeding too, though.
Rob Schneider is also in town.
That's cool.
Really? Okay, Rob. You're invited too.
You can do it.
He was performing 33 minutes ago.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Which one is this?
I wish I would have known he had a fucking.
One of them.
Not the one that I started with. That's it.
This one's mango cookies.
That.
I've got Bruce Banner.
I think I've tried that one.
And it's 23.
The Jim Carrey movie? Have you seen that one?
Have you not thought about it? That it really does everything.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter
I love
what it is.
That's my favorite number. But my new favorite number is
It is
30.
my lucky number.
Well, that's what I mean.
in high school, well, not in high school, in grade school, you know how they number you on the desks? My last name was an R. I was always 23 in every class.
23
23 or
followed me for
25.
years, and it followed my mom. It followed you. Oh shit!
And then somebody paid me $32.
Yeah. Hey, somebody look up what the angelic meaning for 23 is.
Oh, I got a numerology guide and an astrology guide. They're just like the trifold things.
I love numerology.
1, 2, 3, 4 follows me around. Every time I look at the clock.
8:13.
And my dad's birthday, which is weird because I don't talk to him. And it's followed me around my entire life. Okay. Ashtray. The giant one right there.
The number 23, what does it mean? The angel number 23 is a blend of the energies of the numbers 2 and 3. The number 2 symbolizes teamwork, beliefs, tact, spirituality, responsibilities, contradictions, stability, etc. The number 3 symbolizes development, eloquence, imagination, support, perception, hope, and realization. When these two numbers are combined, they give the qualities of expression, humanity, magnetism, but contradiction as well. If you somehow resonate with the number 23, such as if it's your life path number or your birth date, if you're inclined toward this number for some reason, or you consider it your lucky number, that makes you a person in love with change and excitement. You consider life as an adventure and you enjoy living it.
Oh shit! Sorry. I swear that
There's like a whole bunch more, but it's just more about like what kind of a person resonates with that number.
So I heard
The rest of it.
spirituality too.
that number started following me after I watched the movie.
Number 23.
The number
people are
23.
very sensitive.
Yeah.
They are also
Jim Carrey.
carrying.
Yes.
Such a good thing.
Jesus,
That's crazy.
Double
'cause it
fisted.
literally started following
You're
me
good.
after I watched that.
Really?
I
Yes.
can't wait till we have 23.
2 years.
Goddesses in this place. Yes.
Dude.
That would be a lot. We're gonna need.
I'm
We're
gonna
gonna need
get-
a venue.
It's gonna
Megan's TED Talk on life with
my neighbor.
Huh.
Oh, good.
She called Vantage Point today, and they said that they cannot commit her against her will unless she has power of attorney over her. So she's
Yeah,
working
that's-
on it.
Unfortunately, that's the situation, and as long as they are not causing harm to anyone and they are able to
We just gotta wait
essentially-
for her to fuck up again.
Yeah, essentially, as long as they take care of themselves and not hurt anybody, then they don't do anything about it. That's. But what can you do? They're free. They're an individual person, and they're.
You know, my friend was going to school for psychology. She said every time you call the police, you have to tell them that you are afraid for yourself and others, or they're not going to take you seriously.
Yeah.
And her daughter hasn't been saying that because that's her mom. She's not scared of her mom.
Yeah. It's gonna take a stranger, somebody that doesn't know.
Yes, which means I have to start doing it now. And I don't want to deal with the police every morning. It's the last thing I want to do.
Yeah.
But if it's what I need to do, I'll do it.
But just the fact that she does have you guys that care and keep an eye out for her, you know, and doesn't take that stuff personally. Because there's some people that.
I mean, come on, Megan, you're dead.
I'm dead. But I'm dying tonight.
Yeah, that's.
But I died when I was 16, but I'm dying tonight.
You're safe. You know, you're here.
But I'm Jamie Lee Curtis. The
I
demon
You
horror
have
from the
9
chicken
lives.
plant.
You have 9 lives to play with, so it all makes sense.
But I thought I got welcomed in last week, and now I'm dying, so I didn't make it very long.
And I'm very.
I never got any of my money either.
I'm
just
so
we're
very
clear.
curious about her obsession with the Satanists and the Scientologists.
It's new. I talked with her daughter about that. She said that was new, and she said that last night everything was like
I was about to say.
super focused on death.
Oh,
and
like maybe she
death-related
saw
things.
like the Travis Scott concert and they were talking about like that. Maybe
No,
that's where
she
she
does
got
not
it.
have TV. She doesn't have a
This was
phone.
before Travis Scott.
I feel like it was in the air.
Yeah, this started all way before
Anyway.
that.
Oh, it did.
She's been
Yeah.
schizophrenic like her
I've
whole
seen
life.
Oh no, I know.
But like the
I
same, it's
yeah,
like
that's
new
what I'm
within the
talking
last
about.
like couple of months.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, but I mean that if she would have seen that, that would have like waved. I would have died probably
Yeah.
because I'm a demon.
Yeah.
But which is funny
You
because
set the whole
my
thing up.
receptionist Whitney, that's in the group chat, she calls me a demon because I have transitions contacts. So when I go outside, they turn dark gray. And so when I walk inside, my eyes look black. And she walks in, every time I walk in, she goes, "Hello, demon." And I always forget until I'm like, oh yeah. So that was very funny that she.
Maybe your
was
eyes
yelling at
scared
me.
her.
Yes, I said maybe she said
It was not even sunny outside, and I had my glasses on because I had just woke up. It was 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
I literally, Spencer called me, and he's like, Tamara's outside yelling, and I was like,
Energies and spirits are real. Like she has something very unrested in her, and the more you increase yours, whatever is in and around her is going to start responding to you. Mother.
she got mommy problems.
It's like trip that night. We were
I've
watching something on the TV,
I've seen so
and
much.
my phone was sitting. I don't have a
You're
phone
so
to demonstrate this with, but it was
There
just
you go.
literally. It was literally sitting.
Last time I did DMT.
Like this for like an hour and a half, and then we're just sitting there chilling, smoking, and it just, and we're like, "Can we go outside?"
I mean, weird things happen.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Why is it in
It was
Chinese?
crazy. Probably because my hand messed with it.
Because
But it has facial recognition, though. That's weird.
Just kidding.
That was weird.
So the last time that I did, last time I did DMT, I was sitting in my living room, kind of like this, sitting on the floor in front of the couch, and I watched my husband walk in the house into the living room down the hallway.
Loudly.
Stop. No, quietly. Stop. Look at me, dead in the eyes, and walk into the bedroom. Literally about 120 seconds, I'm not kidding, later. He walks in the front door, walks down the hallway, looks at me, and walks in the bedroom. Don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was a glitch in time. I don't know if I was tripping, but the same thing. I don't know about seeing the same thing. Maybe you do. But that house had a really, really, really dark energy in it as well. And I'm being told that it was my energy because inside of the house there was a lot of meth use being done behind my back. They set up cameras to watch me come out of my bedroom door to hide. So my energy stayed in that house and watched them during the day. They put up cameras and they saw my black figure standing in front of my bedroom door. Yeah, dude, I've got goosebumps.
Your black figure?
My soul was standing in that house, and you can't see it. It's a black figure. It's your shadow figure. What do you think a shadow figure is? It's a soul, right? My soul stayed in that, right. My soul stayed in that house while I was at work every single day, watching them.
Damn.
And to see his walk through that house and walk into that bedroom knowing that he was going in there to do math, it's just freaky.
It's like
It's weird to see someone else's presence. And they caught mine on camera and spooked the fuck out. Right?
I'm spooked.
So, I mean, just, I don't remember anything that I did at work those months. There's no recollection. There's getting to work and getting home. So,
Were you like disassociated?
yeah.
At least, did you have the intuition kind of that was going on?
Absolutely.
So it's like,
Because we didn't talk for a while.
This was not Robin. This was before I met you. This
Well,
was,
there in a couple months too, though. Right before your one where you hit your head, we didn't talk there for a little bit too.
Yeah, I was busy. I was doing stores and shit. But I was also going through, like, I was awakening myself. I was actually waking up. It started with the beach, sitting out in my backyard looking up at the sky in a triangle shape. It was
I was so really trying. Same.
The
Hey,
second time I really tried, but
we
the
did a
first time.
capsule and we
So-
sorted it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't smoke it. No, I started it. Mine lasted a long ass time. Okay, so when you smoke it, it's a shorter time, but more intense.
I know. But snorting it, man, I went and sat in a dark room, and I just fucking sat there, and I felt nothing because everybody was like, "That room is dark. There's a dark energy," and I went there and I sat, and I was like, "There's nothing here." I was the dark shadow. And I didn't put all this together until I was told that I was the dark shadow. But they didn't understand the way that I understood it.
Yeah.
So, and then the night we moved in, the front door was open. There's no air pressure, right? The back door opens. It stands open for about 30 seconds and then it slams shut. Freaked me the fuck out. I'm the only person who saw it. I don't know if something came in my house that night. We had 2 mirrors facing each other. And that's a portal in itself. I mean, I don't know if something came in that night, but something did get locked in that house in a rocking horse. Like that rocking horse would squeak. And when you look around the corner,
I'm watching
it's a true story.
Right
Like, so it would rock, and you look around the corner and it would stop.
It's like a spirit trapped in time.
It was trapped inside of the horse. It got inside of it because it was following people. I had a dog named Goose. I was laying on the couch. I was listening to gospel music because I was still Christian at the time. Then I did DMT, and then I didn't know what I was. But he started growling down the hallway. There's no lights on in my house. My daughter's asleep. There's nobody home but me. I'm fidgeting for the light switch, trying to find it, and I look down the hallway, and there's nothing there. I walk down the hallway, and I get goosebumps. I look in on Aubrey. She sounds asleep.
Brave. There's been a lot of like weird things like that happen, not as that, but like everywhere I've gone in my life, and I don't know if it's something attached to me.
You're an antenna.
Like,
Yeah.
If you bring on spirits, you're an antenna. I'm an antenna. What?
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. It was just like that whole, you are God, you have that energy, you have that power and that knowledge, but then activating it and becoming aware of it and then walking in it are 2 different things.
Yes.
So you may have something in you that you're not aware of, but other entities and energies can feel. That's why, certain people will tell you that they get good vibes from you, or they feel a good energy around you, or some people will tell you that person just got really bad vibes, and they don't realize that, But that's really real shit, because all of the toxicity or health within you and your soul vibrate. Because, you have energy in it, emits energy, transforms into other things in response to other frequencies, electricity, entities.
makes sense.
And then the more you become in tune to it, the more in tune you become to yourself, then the more you notice things, the more sensitive you become. Like, I've become very sensitive to just everything.
Do your ears ring?
Oh, all the time.
Do you know what it is?
What?
You're being spoken to.
Yeah. Last night my ears
I
were
have like
you have to
4
listen.
ago.
since I was like 11.
That's his spirit.
When I started smoking weed, I just put that together. Okay.
Isn't it weird how you start putting things together?
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that brings me to another point that I wrote notes about. It's crazy to me how the way that you guys see and how I see like the energy and stuff is something I was never told about.
Yeah, it's because you're not gonna be told about it. It
No.
took my ex's mom telling me that I was an antenna, and that's why I was hearing and seeing things, and I didn't understand then either. I just said I have spirits around me. She's Native American, deep Native American, and so am I. My last name is Lightfoot,
That's cute.
but
Love that.
she's very deep Native American. You can see it, okay? And when I told her, she said, "Brittany, you're an antenna, honey. I don't know what else you want me to tell you." And I was just like, well, that doesn't tell me anything. Thanks for that, though. I mean, I woke up with a little kid's handprint on my chest one time. It was a kid trying to wake me up to play with me because I reminded him of his big sister. He would play with my shower curtain. They've always been around. You
How
just
did
have to
you,
pay attention.
No, like, how do you know? Like, not doubting you at all. But,
So
like, did
I
they
had
just-
a friend that's a medium, and I didn't believe in it at first. And then he read me. He had a seance, and Doug was there. And Doug is somebody that I don't talk about. He killed himself And when he said what he said, I don't bring up the girl that he was dating. I don't bring up anything of this sort. I just say, yeah, I had a best friend, and he's gone now. You know, he did a lot of my tattoos, and I'm proud of him for that. He called her out by name. He said the girl with the really big boobs and red hair. Her name begins with an M. And I just sat there and I was creeped out about it at first. He said, Miranda? And I said, yeah. And he told me a bunch of stuff. So I came to him whenever I looked up at the handprint on my chest, and he was like, yeah, you have a kid in your house. What do you mean? Like, he made a joke out of it. And it's a little kid died in the same apartment that I lived in.
I lived in an apartment in Mina, and I had a family member come over, and they were like on meth and stuff, so it was kind of, but they were like, you have a little boy spirit in this apartment. And then I had someone read my chakras one time, and they said they saw like a little boy spirit look at the door when she opened it, and I was sitting on the couch like, no, that's crazy.
I've always been open to it just because my Mima told me one time that we were laying in bed. I used to stay with her a lot. And she had a rocking chair on this side of the bed and a hanging plant above it. And she had a California King, very, very big bedroom. I don't understand why her bedroom had to be so big, but it was. It was like as big as this room. And you could see down the hallway. And she had tap lights, the ones that you can literally just touch anywhere on it. Yeah, and it would get brighter and brighter and brighter, and then it would turn off. We were laying there one night, it's like 1 a.m., she's asleep. The light in the living room just turns on. It gets brighter, and turns off. That was weird. I'm like 7, 8 years old. That was creepy, you know? The light beside me turns on and stays dim, and the rocking chair starts moving. Like it starts actually rocking. And then the plant above the chair started spinning, like one of those, but hanging from a hook. Just teensy tinily spinning, guys. Like, this freaked me the fuck out. How would you freak the fuck out? I wake up Mima, and I'm like, Mima, the light just turned on by itself. And she said, yeah, that's your grandma. Straight to say, that's your grandma. The chair continues rocking, and the fucking, I don't know what was up with the plant. I still don't understand that part.
Water, me.
Right?
I was like,
I mean, for all I know, that was her plant. It was whatever those things are called. I want one, I just don't know.
As you've seen, none of my plants have been watered.
But it started then, and I was okay with it then. And it's gotten weirder over the years. I've heard men talking at 3 a.m. in my backyard. I heard them talking in my kitchen at midnight. I mean, I heard them, the most recent, I was in Bryant, and I went to the bathroom. The speakers were playing a song that I could hear, and then all of a sudden it sounded like they shut off, and there were 2 men talking right by the bathroom door. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but I heard them talking. So I finished up, and I washed my hands, and I walked back out, and there's nobody in the store. The music's still playing at its normal rate, and the fuck was that? So I asked Mom, and I'm like, was there somebody in here? No. So listen for the voices. Listen to the ringing. Because it means that there's a spirit there. And
Whenever
they're
I hear
taking your
ringing,
energy.
usually quickly after that, I'll like have a realization about something. Just
Somebody's
something
speaking to
random will pop into my head that just like makes everything click.
Oh,
It's
to play
cool.
off on that, like people that, like, you know, you have that voice in your head that you consult with, whatever, like that's your spirit guide. And people all the time are like, you know, how do I find my spirit guide? And you're like, just listen to yourself. Is that voice talking to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So sometimes I talk in dreams.
Oh yeah, Okay, so I pulled a tarot card from like a little app last night, and at the end of the little description it said, "Pay attention to your dreams and your nightmares." And then I was asleep and had a nightmare about Trey and I traveled all the way to Texas to visit my friend for her wedding, even though my friend in real life lives in Oklahoma and the wedding's already passed. And we were just in her house, just like chilling, and then she was like, "Okay, we gotta go set this wedding up." So she left with the rest of her family except for her mom. I was like, okay. So I went out to the car to like put something up or something, and there was just a man there fixing my window. Like he had my whole
Door panel.
the one that goes right here.
The windshield?
Windshield. Just like in his hand, and he was like,